What if I told you that streaming on Twitch or YouTube with a 2 PC setup doesn't have to cost you a fortune, or give you a bunch of headaches trying to troubleshoot how to set it up? Well, see, I found a better way that's smoother, faster, and more versatile. And the best part? It's free. So today I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Sunshine and Moonlight, two incredibly powerful open source programs that are able to change the game for streamers really in more ways than you would imagine. By the end, you're going to know exactly how to use Sunshine and Moonlight to create a high-quality 2 PC streaming setup that's easy, affordable, and really, it just works. Streaming with a 2 PC setup has its perks. It lets you let one PC be able to handle all the streaming stuff and make sure that that is dedicated the way it's supposed to be, and the other one can do all the gameplay and manage that on its own without anything interfering. It's a wonderful way to make sure that neither one is going to have to suffer because of the other. So streaming with a 2 PC setup is absolutely the most recommended way to go because it's letting you dedicate one PC to your streaming, letting everything that has to do all the encoding, decoding of video files happen on one computer, allowing the other computer then to handle all of the gameplay and be able to use max settings that it can and not be interfered with all the stuff that's going on in streaming. Or you're gonna have to use a capture card that costs a lot of money that you don't really have to be spending on it just to make sure that the video quality is going to be what you want it to be. So Sunshine is a self-hosted game streaming server and that runs directly on whatever PC you're dedicating to your PC gaming. It's going to render your games and encode it all into a video stream and then send that to any other device. It'll work for AMD, Intel, NVIDIA. It doesn't matter what you're running because it's going to go ahead and transfer all that to your next PC. Now, Moonlight, on the other hand, is the receiving end of this. It lets you access Sunshine, the stream you're getting from it, and be able to display it onto your PC. And not only display it on your PC, but you can actually control one PC with the other. So whatever's running Moonlight is going to be able to control whatever's running Sunshine. But see, it's not limited to just PC to PC. This actually makes it to where you run Sunshine on a gaming PC and then you can stream it to an iPhone, an Android phone, a Mac OS, a Windows PC. It can even do Nintendo Switch. It can stream to the Xbox. It can do a lot. Actually, one of the funniest things is that I'm actually using this to stream to the LG WebOS platform that's built into my LG 75-inch TV, so I can sit and do work on a massive TV on my couch and really just have to relax and do whatever I need to do. The flexibility of these two programs and what it provides to you is more than just streaming or gaming. I mean, it's really just universal. All right, now let's talk about setting this up. Oh crap, I hit streaming. Whoops. Sorry guys, I'll see you later. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about setting this up. So first we're gonna start with downloading Sunshine from LizardByte. So the first thing you're gonna do is go to the link I have shared below, and you're gonna go here to where it says Sunshine, a LizardByte project. In here, you're gonna scroll down. So you'll come down here and you're gonna choose the latest version that's available. If you're running Linux, you'll use this. There are also other ways you can go about getting this, but if you're on a Windows PC, this is what you're gonna choose. It's gonna take you to the GitHub. Now, if you've never been to GitHub, this is where you might get a little lost. So let me kind of walk you through here. You're gonna go down to where you have these assets. Now, you're gonna have to figure out which one of these you wanna use. Well, I'm gonna make this very easy and show you that you wanna do the Sunshine Windows installer. So the Windows installer is going to be the best way to go about putting this into a Windows PC. So I'm going to download the installer and then I'll go ahead and open it to run it. Now it's going to give you the warning that this is an unrecognized app. I promise this will be okay. So run anyway. So here, this is going to be just like everything else when it comes to setting up. So choose where you want to put it, hit the next, a menu folder. In here, just leave it as is. You're going to want all of this. And then it's just going to extract. Then it's going to bring you here. This is the documentation for how to run Sunshine. So then we can just go over to getting started and you can go through and follow this as you want, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to take care of it. So as you can see, the configuration where you actually would go to make any changes you would need to you can just go to localhost 47990 because that is the WebSocket it's going to use. Of course, if you ever need to access Sunshine, all you have to do is come down here and you can find the icon into your tray. And you click on it and just hit Open Sunshine, and it's going to bring you here. Because there's nothing there, you're going to put in a username and a password. It is very important you remember what your username and password you put here is, because this is really the only time you're going to sign it up. And if you forget it, you're going to have trouble getting back in. So I'm going to sign in. And once I've signed in, this is what you're greeted with, is your browser interface. Now, if you need anything when it comes to help, go ahead and join the Discord or check stuff out on the Lizardbite website. You come up here to applications, you can actually add in what you want to be able to use. On the configurations tab, you're gonna have all of this to work with. So you can actually name this whatever you would like for your streaming. So I could call this the main, but this is actually the streaming PC because that's what I'm actually on right now. But make sure you always hit save when you're done. Now, on the input, this is talking about keyboards, mice, and gaming controllers. So for the emulation, I am a PlayStation player, so I automatically do the PlayStation setup. Now, if you wanted to control this PC from whatever you're accessing it from with Moonlight, you can enable the keyboard input, you can enable the mouse input, and many other different things, even if you want to do pen and touch support if it's available for something like an iPad. On the network configuration, all this will be set up automatically, but this is handy in case you wanted to do port forwarding. But probably the last thing I would want to draw your attention to are the encoders. Now, I am not running an NVIDIA because I actually have an AMD AMF encoder. In other words, I've got an AMD Radeon graphics card instead of, the NVIDIA that everybody probably has. But in here, you're going to set up basically just like you would with OBS, where you're going to set your performance preset, or you can set up how your frames are going to be, and then go in and choose how this is going to basically function. So prefer to lower encoding latency over power savings because, hey, you want the best performance. Now, for somebody like me with AMD, I'd have to do the same thing, so I would do ultra low latency because I want to make sure that I am able to keep the gameplay going fast. But you just go through and you adjust these settings as you would need. If you feel like your password might have got compromised, here you go, you can change it there. But now that we have this all here, we're going to go to this pin part right here, and this is for pin pairing. This is what we're going to use when it comes to Moonlight. Now, Moonlight, on the other hand, we have the same kind of thing where you get the Windows Universal Installer, or you have the Mac OS, you have flat packs for Linux, Raspberry Pi, and many other different ways you can go about this. So here we're just going to click the Windows Installer, and we're going to let it download. And once it's downloaded, all you got to do is open it up and start running. And of course, this is going to be the same kind of setup you did with Sunshine. Okay, I've got my laptop back here set up ready to go. I've got my streaming PC ready to go. So I'm going to put the game here and I'm going to stream it over here. With Sunshine, the pin pairing should be open. So that way you can then go ahead and have the pin ready to enter once we start with Moonlight. So with Moonlight, we're going to go up to where this computer with a plus sign is, and we're going to add a PC. So on Moonlight, all I'd have to do is connect to the PC I want to go to, and it says enter the number. So on the laptop, now I'm going to enter that. Then when it's successful, you're going to see that the lock is no longer there, and if you click on it, I can choose desktop or Steam, whichever one I want to use. So if I hit desktop here, it is now connected to my laptop. So now anything I do on my desktop will happen on my laptop. As you can see, they are synced up. So as I'm going, you can see that the screens are basically duplicated. And between the two, there really isn't a whole lot of difference. And voila, there we go. We have it all set up. And now I can sit and I can do whatever I really want to with my laptop here on my PC that I'm streaming and recording from. So let's say I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to open a game then. So let me just go ahead and choose a game that I want to play. Now, the way I'm able to jump between the two PCs and controlling both is, well, I've been sitting and hitting Alt-Tab to basically get out of Moonlight to be able to work with anything that I'm working with my streaming PC. But then if I just want to go back to it, instead of being able to use my desktop, I just click inside the window. I'm playing with my laptop on my streaming PC. So you can make this happen. Now with Moonlight, there are a couple things I do want to point out. With the settings, you can come in here and define what your frame rate and resolution is going to be, what your video bitrate is going to be. If you want to have it full screen, you can do that. Or if you want borderless windowed, I'm doing windowed for this demonstration. If you have access to VSync, you can turn that on with frame pacing. You can adjust your audio to, if you have a surround sound system, you can enable that. I mute my hosting PC, so my laptop is muted while I'm on this streaming setup because I don't need audio twice. But then you've got your video decoder. You can do it software, you can do it hardware, so either CPU or GPU. So just always remember that when it comes to these encoders, if it's software, it's going to be going through your CPU. If you do hardware, it's going to go through your GPU, your graphics card. Me personally, I go with the graphics card. I like to do the hardware decoding because I've already unloaded a massive amount off of my streaming PC to my gaming PC. I've opened up so much more room for my graphics card to work that now I have that full power available to do all the encoding I need. But overall, Moonlight and Sunshine both have so many options for you to choose from to be able to set this up as you want. So why would you choose Sunshine and Moonlight? I think it's fairly simple at this point. No capture cards to work with. The latency is very low, surprisingly, for the fact you're streaming through it. Cross-platform flexibility, so even if you don't use this for streaming, you can still use this to do any kind of work you wanted to, still using your primary computer. You can stream games anywhere in your house. You really can do so much with this beyond just streaming. But this becomes a very cost-effective way for you to have the 2 PC setup without having to worry about, oh God, I gotta spend like $200 on this capture card. I don't want to. Now, there is always going to be a drawback with something like this because you're talking about sending data, an immense amount of data, through your home network. So naturally, when I tried to do this strictly wireless, there were some performance issues every now and then where there would be some stuttering of the gameplay. But what I found is as long as I have used Ethernet cable to plug both my gaming PC and my streaming PC and had them running through the network that way, it was so much smoother. Does it still have those every now and then hiccups of lag? Yes. But overall, not enough to really make me want to regret using it. In fact, on my stream, we even tested this out while I was live. I was streaming Alien Dark Descent, and honestly, I don't think anybody really noticed the fact that I was using my laptop to play the game while I was streaming on my desktop PC. I think the only reason they knew it is because, well, I told them, and I showed them how I set it up. But when somebody came in and saw me playing, I don't think they noticed that there was any quality difference, there was any lag, anything like that that would have ruined the experience for anybody. So, the best part about having Sunshine and Moonlight for your streaming setup is really, one, it saves you money, granted, woohoo, but it's the fact that it gives you versatility, because the versatility of this can extend far beyond just gaming and whatnot. You want to do some cooking shows, or you want to be able to go outside and show some stuff outside. You can do this now easier because you can stream the camera and all that stuff that you're capturing outside and send all that data to your OBS that's inside. So you can actually use this as a way to be mobile while streaming. This just really does blow open the doors for so many people that you don't have to just have a phone in order to go out and stream. You can now take a mobile studio with you. So it doesn't matter if you're an experienced creator or you're just starting out. This solution, I highly recommend you try it, because I promise you, you're gonna start thinking of ways to use this that are just gonna open up so many creative possibilities for you. So if you want more streaming tips or tutorials, make sure you're following my channel here, and make sure you're checking out some of the other stuff I've got available. I'm always pumping out new content. Now, I hope you guys go out, you try Sunshine and Moonlight, and you experience something completely next level. Let me know how it goes, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video. Happy streaming, y'all!